വിഘ്നേശ്വരസോദരം ഗുരുഗുഹപ്രിയദം ഗൗരീശങ്കര നന്ദനം ശ്രീഹരിരൂപം ശ്രീദേവസ്ഥാനേശം വന്ദേ ശ്രീവിഷ്ണുമായ സ്വാമിനേ.
World need now a positive thought. When I say positive thought, it is our responsibility to create a positive mind in the world. You can see, though one side we are progressing all the infrastructure, environment, one side it is progressing. The living style, the living, according to us, we used to say our livelihood, living style is changing. Day by day it is changing. But other side, if you deeply look, you can see the family structure. Because of the depression, because of the frustration, because of the mental disturbance and ego, selfishness, it is withering away, it is getting separated. Other side, if you look into the world, you can see so much violence is happening around. Destructive thoughts are all over there in the world, isn't it? Last 2 days ago, in India also, there was a big bomb blast. Many people lost their life. And every day it is happening all over the world. We are not that secure enough. So, we have to change the mind of the people. In order to change the mind of the people, you have to come back to Indian culture. I can proudly say that all our scriptures gives us enormous wisdom to understand one's own mind. It is so happened in the whole world history. No one has bothered the mind. Everyone is talking about the evolution, everyone is talking about the development, and everyone is talking about the prosperity, but no one is talking about the development of the mind. And if you deeply look into the scriptures of India, you can see our great rishis, as it is told, they have developed a certain system where we can evolve mentally, consciously. We can call it is a conscious evolution. So Indian religion, whenever we talk about Hinduism, we cannot talk Hinduism just like other religion, because other religion is talking about God. We are not talking about God, we are talking about the evolution and transformation of the mind, the transformation of the consciousness. So when I use the word consciousness, it won't give any meaning to you, because it is so unfortunate in our whole history of education, consciousness has not given importance. We know 3 types of consciousness. That's Sigmund Freud. He has told about the consciousness. He is saying consciousness has got 3 levels: conscious state, subconscious state, and unconscious state. That's all. But our great master says that consciousness has 7 stages of evolution. 7 stages of evolution. Which are the 7 stages? They say it is the emotional consciousness, emotional mind, intellectual consciousness, intellectual mind, then memory mind, memory consciousness, then ego consciousness, ego mind, then intelligence consciousness, then balanced consciousness, then fully evolved consciousness. I know these are mere words for you. But when you deeply study, you can see these consciousness, various levels of consciousness, one can travel, one can achieve that. In this life, you can reach to the pure consciousness, the perfect consciousness, where you can experience enormous bliss. You can experience infinite bliss, where you don't have to depend upon anything. The more we grow consciously, the more we evolve consciously, I can guarantee that the whole world will be free from violence. It is so unfortunate. All religion is not focusing on evolution of the consciousness, transformation of the consciousness. Please. Take it aside. That is called emotional consciousness. When the child is emotionally, when child is crying, then the mother should understand. She is emotionally disturbed. So this is what we have to learn and we have to practice. There are two things our great masters they focus on. First, understanding about our own mind and training ourselves, getting trained to evolve so that we can slowly get away from the disturbance happens around. When we study all these things, you need a guide or you need a text. When you comes to Bhagavad Gita, you can see when Arjuna, the warrior, when he came to the war field, his own place where he was working, let us take the war field is his own area where he is working. He came with an intellectual mind and emotional mind. He was well perfect on his field. He has studied such a subject where we can do all things. Now he is expert in archery, isn't it? He can use all the weapons. Nowadays, just like a warrior or a soldier, when the soldier takes all the weapon and the soldier uses the weapon in his own field, Arjuna was so expert. So when he came to the war field with an excellent driver called Krishna, and that situation was so emotional, when Arjuna saw his own people, he was emotionally disturbed, and he finally decided, I won't do this war. Now, this situation, I don't do, I won't do, all these kind of negative things, we can reinterpret like this. Whenever we find difficult to go with the other mind, maybe because of emotions, maybe because of ego, maybe because of selfishness, we all get stuck. We can't go further. That is why divorce is happening around. That is why violence is happening around. This I can't do, I won't do. When anyone says that I can't, I won't, these things are happening because we are not able to manage the other mind. We are not able to understand the other mind. We are not able to accommodate the other mind. We are not able to guide the other mind. Am I right or wrong? Right or wrong? Here, our Indian spirituality gives us enormous wisdom how to handle the other mind, how to guide the other mind. If you know the technique, I can guarantee that there won't be divorce in our society. There won't be any kind of family disturbance in our society. You can see even in the developed country, the family system is not that strong. The violence is there. You can say domestic violence is there. It may not be international violence. It is there, the domestic violence, isn't it? Right or wrong? How many cases are there in the court? How many cases are registered in the police station? So the domestic violence and international violence you don't have to say this is terrorism and this is family problem, this is a family problem, this is an individual problem. No. Every problem is an expression of a depression, expression of a frustration, expression of an egoism, isn't it? Will you agree with me? Correct or wrong? So, unless you remove this depression, unless you remove the frustration, unless you remove the egoism, how can we change the world? How can you transform the world? So here, our Indian spirituality, which gives us a technique by which we have to understand there are various levels of consciousness. One has to evolve. When we evolve into that certain consciousness, what happens? Let us take certain examples so that you will understand. Now, take the example of emotional mind. Suppose you evolve, you grow up to the level of emotions. What happens? Take an example. That's why when the story was told about Krishna and Shiva and all, I was thinking about that. Now we have to think this story in a conscious level also. That's all. Let us take the example of Dasharatha. That story comes in the Ramayana. Dasharatha, one side he was intellectually strong. He knows how to run the country. He was a perfect king. Everything was so perfect. So when he was decided to give or hand over the kingdom to his next generation, that means his elder son, Rama, his wife influenced. Because of the influence of his wife, he was not emotionally, he was living at the level of emotion. He was not evolved to the higher level of consciousness. What happens? The mind of Kaigeyi, the second wife of Dasharatha, influenced him badly, and he could not come out of that shock given by the Kaigeyi. You know the story. I don't want to explain the story. When Kaigeyi asked to boon, first boon was handing over the kingdom to her son, Bharata, and sending Rama to the forest. When she asked these two boons, Dasharatha could not tolerate with that. He could not assimilate that. He could not go with that. He collapsed. Emotionally, he was so much overpowered, influenced by the words of Kaigeyi. Isn't it? Correct or not? So, this is where people fail in life. Suppose if you grow, if you evolve only up to the emotional level, you can see these characters. The Dasharatha are not a mere characters. They are living example. There is a Dasharatha inside in us. We also get stuck with the emotional thoughts of the other people. That is why people fall in love. No, you can see people fall in love. The word itself is a very good word. Fall in love. They never rise in love. So love is always falling. I never heard somebody's no, you must have heard this. She has fallen in love with someone. He has fallen in love with someone. I never heard this word. He has risen above in love. No, never rise in love. They all fall in love. So fall in love means what? Falling in the emotion created by someone. So these are at the level of emotion. That is why all the love you can see, they go fastly, they come back more fastly. I don't know. Just like a ball, and in the case of ball, you can see only equal and opposite reaction. As Newton told, any action will follow equal and opposite reaction. In love, it is not like that. The going will be fast and coming will be faster. I don't know how the equation goes on. Something has happened to Newton's theory. I can't agree with that with Newton. There, Newton is wrong. So it happens in all over the world. So what I am talking, understand please, if you are at the level of emotion, you are bound to suffer by the words and the tricks and the activities or actions of others. Now, whether you want to become a victim of other mind. If you want to become a victim of other mind, never grow. Grow only up to the level of emotion. I am not joking, it is the truth. There are so many people, they suffer. They suffer in the office, they suffer in the house, they suffer all over the world because they never grow beyond the emotions. Isn't it? Now the first case. Now there are certain people, they live up to the level of intellectual world. They are in intellectual world. They never bothered about the whole world. You can see, I will say scientists. They are intellectually very sharp. They know how to go to the moon. They know how to go to the other, all the orbit. They know how to go to this place and that place. They never bothered about their neighbor. There are people, I am not joking. Those scientists, they discover many things, but it is not for humanity. I am not joking. See, all these discoveries happening all over the world. They are spending a lot of money for going to the moon. They never worry about how we can live harmony in the country. And they say that if you go to the moon, no, we can live better. Who wants to go to the moon? What about Australia? Such a wonderful country. You have created such an infrastructure. All the livelihood is here. Why can't we make the moon here? That is why people after marriage they go to honeymoon. Before going to the moon, they enjoy the moon. So why can't we enjoy the moon here itself? Now, this is what we have to think about that. I'm not joking. They spend a lot of money. No, why we are spending a lot of money? No, thousands and thousands of crores of dollars. No, they are spending for going to the moon. Not worried about the making the moon in here itself. Am I joking or is it true or not? There are certain intellectual people, they are not worried about the life. They are not worried about the life in here. They are not worried about the world. They are thinking about something else. All the time sitting in the lab, thinking about the moon, their life itself is a worry. Their life itself is a miserable. If you ask them, what about your life? It is not honeymoon, it is all hot sun. No, in Malayalam, this joke I can't tell in other language. Even Hindi people can understand. Before marriage, the husband was saying, my wife was such a sweet, such a beautiful, her mind was so just like cool like a moon. She was just like what you call her, the name itself is Chandramukhi. Chandra means moon. So she's just like a moon. After marriage, then what happened? The Chandra has turned into Suryamukhi. Now we have 2 children, no? After marriage and we got 2 children, now what is her condition? Now she's Jwalamukhi. Jwalamukhi is a very burning. Now Jwala means it is a very fire. Oh, now where it has gone? That's what happens in the whole world. Now, here we have to understand, mere reaching the intellectual level, the evolution won't happen completely. And the whole world won't get benefit. Okay, intellectualism is good. Discovering something new is good. Now you know all the gadgets, where the telephone system, where the computer system has gone. One side we are getting so much development in one side, but other side you can see all these systems are creating more problem. Now your all data, you think that your privacy is with you. No, the whole world know you. Who are you? Where are you? And all the data is with them. That is why you can see all. Sometimes the calls come from somewhere. Are you so and so? Are you got these kind of things, that kind of things? Are you interested in that? If you ask them where you got all the details, then they will say, we got the details before you came in this world. They know all the things. Now everything is open. They say we are secure. Truly speaking, these are all imagination. Okay, intellectualism is good, one extent. Other extent, if you go, we can see we have to understand our mind has got a power, the consciousness got the power to accumulate. Whether you want it or not, it accumulates all the stuff. Just like we put the things in the garbage, things are accumulated in the mind. Just like we eat, the mind also eats the thoughts. The mind also eats the stuff, which we don't know. That is why when people are getting aged, when people are old, all this stuff accumulated in the mind, it never allows them to go to sleep. Today, you will understand the people are suffering more because of insomnia, means lesser sleep, and our medical science says that lesser the sleep, more the disease. So we have to understand how to clean our mind. If you don't clean your bowel, what will happen? The doctor has to clean it. No? In Ayurveda, in India, there is a medical, what we call training or treating the bowel cleaning with the oil and all. There is a technique by which they clean the stomach. Similarly, someone has to clean you. And we have not yet discovered the technique by which we can clean ourselves. Am I right or wrong? If you don't teach this technique to your children, one day they will fall into temptation. And what for we are earning? What for you are collecting all the money? What for you are constructing huge building? Ultimately, is it for your enjoyment? If your mind is not peaceful, if your mind is not completely quiet, then how can we enjoy our life? It is said in our scriptures, the more the thoughts, lesser the happiness. More the disturbance, lesser the concentration. More the disturbance, lesser the sleep. More the disturbance, lesser the strength. More the mind is free from all the thoughts. You are mentally strong. Your happiness increases. You can observe. I'm not talking about some, what you call the principles and ideologies. You can experience whatever I'm talking. If you get deep sleep, if you go into deep sleep, when you come out of the sleep, you will say, I was so happy, I'm feeling so fresh, isn't it? Right or wrong? Suppose your sleep was completely disturbed by unwanted thoughts. You are lying this side or that side, this side or that side, this side or that side, and finally when you got, the time is already over. Now what will you say? Will you say my sleep was good? Will you say I enjoyed my sleep? Will you say I'm fresh? Yes or no? Never. Because your sleep was totally disturbed. Now, if this is so, we have to understand the more the thoughts, lesser the happiness. The more the thoughts, lesser the strength. The more the thoughts, lesser the sleep. Now we have to remove all the unwanted stuff. I will say the bhajans and all, and namas and kirtanam, the bhajans and the namasmarana. If you every day sit for 10 minutes and recite some mantras, this is a cleaning process by which you can eliminate all the stuff accumulated in the mind. I can guarantee. We have to teach our children how to clean their mind, isn't it? Remove the unwanted, take away all the unwanted memories. And the fourth one is the ego mind, the selfish mind. You can see the whole world is suffering because of that. And you can see the developed countries, they give more importance to the individuality than the collectiveness. When you look into the life of the any kingdom, whether it's a plant kingdom or animal kingdom or a human kingdom, you can see we are not individual. We are all collective. That is why Indian understanding and the understanding of the other countries are totally different. If you come to this country, you can see I'm not criticizing any country. I'm just taking you to that approach what we were practicing in our country. Whenever we do something good, immediately what we have to do, our great masters or our great parents, they used to say, give the credit to others. Don't take the credit. It is because of their grace, it is because of their help you got it. So we have to say, we have to, bow down and we have to say, thank you very much for giving such an opportunity, or thank you very much for getting this kind of things. We have to express our gratitude. But when you come to the developed country, they claim it is because of me. It is because of me and because of my work. I got it. I achieved that. This I-ness is so superior than all other countries, isn't it? Especially our Indian wisdom. What happens is I-ness? There is nothing wrong. But the more you concentrate on this I, what happens? You will lesser accommodate, lesser able to adjust with other I. The all credit you will take. That is why you can see in our children, even you can observe that the little things they do, if you don't recognize that, immediately they are frustrated. In India, even if you do good things, no one will recognize that. They take it for granted everything. And here in this country, if you take a paper from this side to that side, they will say, excellent, wonderful, great, you are so great. Even in India, if you pick up someone and from the pit, if you take them to somewhere outside, if you help someone, no one will say excellent and wonderful. They will say it is your responsibility to help someone. What is there to say? Good, great. You stupid, don't wait for that. Even don't wait for the thanks. Go ahead. Isn't it? I'm not joking. And I want to say it is a great such a culture and all. But one thing I will tell you, the more identification with the I, lesser the accommodation, lesser the adjustment. What happens? The ego, it creates all the rubbishness. This you can learn from the Mahabharata, where Duryodhana was identifying with the I. It is my country, it is mine, everything is I. And finally he destroyed his whole kingdom, isn't it? Now, what is the way? We have to learn this technique. Whenever we are in this world, we have to move with the world. In the world, we need I. See, greatness of our Vedanta Shastra, greatness of our the thinking of our great masters, they say that this is called Vyavahara Drishti and Paramarthya Drishti. Madam may be knowing better. Because the Vedanta says the Vyavahara Drishti. Vyavahara means transaction. In the transaction, that means in the community, you are living in the world of transaction. In the transaction, there you can use the word I. Because transaction need the word I. Are you getting the point? Transaction. Transaction means interaction with the, or what do you call?
Interpersonal interaction.
Tell me what is this transaction?
Business or interaction with other people.
When you work with others, it is called, wherever the other relationship is coming, or wherever you are working with going with others, this is called transaction. This transaction needs I and mind. Otherwise it is very difficult. If you talk in the Vedanta way, who has done? I never done anything. Everything Atma has done. If you talk like that in that language, according to Vedanta, no one is doing anything. Your hands are not doing anything. It is the mind is doing. If you deeply go into that, then the mind is also not doing anything. It is the Atma. Then who is doing? I am not doing anything. What is your name? I am formless. I have no name. If you talk in that way, Vedanta style, then you will be put into, I don't have to say which hospital. No. So Vyavahara, it has to go with the ego. But when it comes to your own mind, when you talk with your own mind, you have to remove that. You have to say, there you have to eliminate that ego. Otherwise what will happen? The ego will slowly, it will come up with the feeling that I am superior than others. You will create a superior and inferior relationship. I am good, others are not good. The comparison will come. Then finally what happens? Your superiority will be taken away by the inferior people. And because it happens in the society. That is why you can see wherever there is superiority, there will be a tragedy happens all over the world. You can see wherever it is there. If you look into the stories of Mahabharata, wherever the superiority has come, it is destroyed by others. So it happens. The destruction will happen. Now, here we have to learn something. The Vedanta says that even the great masters, they talk, you can't exist by yourself. You are a existence of what you call coexisting relationship. Just like we take breath, we take oxygen from the plants, and we give carbon dioxide to the plants. If you look into our own system, you can see there are so many organs working together. Because of its collective work, we are existing. You can't say, I am existing because of me. Think about your stomach, think about your heart, think about your lung, think about your all other organs. It's all work collectively. Because of its connection, its collective work, collective effort, we are all working, we are all living, we are all going with the nature. Isn't it? Correct or not? So somewhere you have to subdue, somewhere you have to surrender, somewhere you have to go down, bend down. That is why in India, you can see, especially in Kerala I have seen, whenever they construct the temple, the main door will be always, the entrance will always be down. You have to bend down and you have to get into that. Why? Because you have to go down. You can see, even in our culture, spiritual rituals, you can see, after all the pujas and bhajans, the mantra which is recited is Kayena vaja manasyendiyarva buddhyatmanava prakride swabhavat karomi yadyas sagalam parasmai narayanayedi samarpayami. This word is samarpayami, means bowing down, surrendering or dissolving yourself. You have to say, it is not me, it is a higher consciousness. Are you getting the point? Even all religion, they understand that. If you go to the church, they bend down. It is not a physical bending down, it is a mental surrender. The mental surrender is resembled by the physical bending down. Even if you go to the mosque, you can see the Muslims, when they do their namaz, they also bend down, isn't it? They also take their head and touch the floor, isn't it? So all these rituals, all these actions, it all resembles the surrendering of the mind. And ultimately, every religion, at one point, they talk about the surrendering. If everyone truly surrender at their heart, I can say that the people will evolve more. Again, after the ego mind, there is another mind which you have to say intelligence mind. Now, which are the mind I spoken so far? First, emotional mind, then intellectual mind, ego mind, then memory mind, then ego mind. Now we will go to the intelligence mind. Intelligence means where you have the freedom to choose. You can either ignore, reject, and you can accept. So if we evolve into the intelligence level, there we have freedom to choose. There is a choice. Either you accept or reject. If somebody make any comment, immediately if your intelligence is intact, you can talk to yourself, you can counsel yourself, you can judge yourself. You can ask yourself, should I take seriously or ignore it? Is it there or not? Is it there or not? If you take that, then immediately you can get an idea, okay, I don't have to take seriously, they must have joked. Why should I take seriously these things? Reject it. No? When you ignore, what happens? The reaction or the influence of that negativity will be lesser in our mind. But if you take seriously, then what happens? Our mind will be hooked. Our mind will be entangled with the negative things they created. And you cannot get out of it. Get out of that. Your mind will continuously, just like a cow chews its things, no? You will be chewing those things, just like people eat the bubble gum and going on chewing, no? Similarly with the mind, they will chew the same thing. Why that person has told, I will not allow him to do that. I will teach him lesson. Oh my God, I will give all the money. Let me see that person is destroyed. Even people, they go to the temple to do that. I have seen in India, whenever you get an enemy, no, I am not joking. They take 100 rupee note. In India, 100 is bigger for God. No, maximum is 10 rupees. 100 means very rich. So if you take 100 rupees note and take, here I don't know how much dollar you spare for God. But in India, I know very much. They take 100 rupees note and they will do like that. I don't know why. The more the, the negative things, angry and all the things, the more you will rotate. God, don't allow him. And there are so many astrologers, they show a shortcut path. And they know how to please the God, and all the gods are used because almost all the God is having weapons. If you look into all our deities form, you can see Krishna is carrying or Vishnu is carrying a wheel, no? Very easy to send. And if you look into the Shiva, you can see the Trishul. And if you look into the all other goddess, no? Even if it is goddess Durga, the sword is there. You don't have to worry about that. So almost everyone is having the sword, so it is easy to destroy. People think in negative way, right or wrong. Right or wrong. There are people, they negatively think. They think that other person is their enemy. This enmity comes because you are not able to ignore the negative thoughts created by others. No, when we were starting, the bhajans were going on, isn't it? It created a positive environment, positive surroundings, a positive vibration. So when you take that positive vibration, you can feel harmony. But when you are in negative emotions, negative vibration, you are in not harmony, you are distracted. And there is a difference is created, isn't it? But the same you can see if you learn to ignore it, if you learn to neglect it, and if you can guide the other person, again you can create harmony. So human mind is able to, you must have heard about the story of Gandhiji when he was traveling in the train when the British people, they thrown out him from the particular cabin, saying that this is for only for Britishers, and one of the British officer took the, he slapped him on his face. Immediately Gandhiji quoted the Bible words. Yes, if you get on his one cheek, you have to show the other cheek. When Gandhiji commented like that, the British officer, he literally bowed at him, because the Bible, what it said, exactly followed by Gandhiji. So this is where we can make the other person to think whether the other person has to change or not. And it is so true, human mind has got the power to influence positively the other person. The other day, I don't know whether yesterday I was told this story or not. You must be knowing the story of Angulimala. He was taking the finger of the people, and he was leaving the forest. When Buddha and all his disciples, when they were following Buddha and going through that forest, they stopped Buddha, was saying, don't go, sir, because that place is not secure. This person, he is a criminal, he is a great culprit, he can destroy the people by taking out their finger, the thumb. Then Buddha was saying, let him take my thumb, I am ready for it. And Buddha smilingly went to the forest, and the Angulimala, the person, he came and he was roaring with his weapon. When Buddha was smiled, looked at his eyes, what happened? He was completely quieted. And finally he surrendered. He took the discipleship of the Buddha, and finally he became a Buddha monk. This was the story. Actually happened. And that Angulimala, later on he became a Buddha monk. He went to Japan to spread Buddhism. You think how the transformation has happened. For Indians, it is not a new story. We must be, we all know Ramayana. Almost everyone knows, Ramayana. And the Ramayana story is written by a great dacoit. His name was Ratnakara. He was what you call transformed into the higher state of consciousness, isn't it? So this is possible for everyone. So we have to teach the technique of developing the intelligence mind. The more the intelligence mind, we can respond to the situation. Now we are not responding to the situation, we are reacting to the situation. Either we will criticize the other person, or we will take the gun, shoot, or we will run away from the situation. This is what Bhagavad Gita says. Don't live like Arjuna, live like Krishna. When Krishna came to the battlefield, he was completely balanced. He was completely out of emotional emotional consciousness. He was at the level of intelligence, isn't it? When Arjuna emotionally collapsed, Krishna could influence Arjuna, and Krishna could guide Arjuna from the emotional level to the higher level of consciousness. Correct? So we have to teach the world. It is our responsibility. We Indians have got a responsibility. We alone can teach to develop an intelligence mind. Right or wrong? Isn't it? Yes. Now, if you don't teach, then what will happen? Where the world will improve. You cannot expect the world, you cannot say that world will improve by developing all the infrastructure. No, it won't happen. You look at the whole world. All world is improving, progressing, but where the mind is progressing? Mind is not progressing. You can see day by day our security is going out, isn't it? The fear is coming up, isn't it? Where we are secure, it is only an imagination that we are secure. So how to develop the mind? That is the central theme of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita says there are two developments. First development is the development of the external, our livelihood, and second development is the development of the mind. If you look into the Bhagavad Gita last verse, I will appreciate Vedavyasi. 5,000 years back, he was talking about the inner development. He was saying, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanuddhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bodhir, Tirvani Dirma Dirmama. Excellent sloga, but unfortunately, we don't know the meaning. The tragedy of the Hinduism is, we got such a wonderful text, but we don't know the meaning. And in India, you can see all these books are used. not for reading, but for showing the, after the puja, they show the arati. And arati means putting the camphor and lighting, and they will take the bell and they will do it like that. The books are worshipped with a, what you call, covering, putting on the kilt or silk, they will put on that and they will do the arati and they will do the namaskara. Never open. Our grandfather put it like that. We were worshipping. The Veeda is written 5,000 years back, but they will say 20,000 years we were worshipping that book. No, we can't open it. If you open, something bad happens to our home. We don't have to bring that bad things happens. This foolishness is there. In South India, we are still affected. Especially in Kerala. I was asking to a child, what is there in Bhagavad Gita? He was saying, our ration card and gas card. So whenever the mother wants a ration card, the mother will say, go and look into the Bhagavad Gita. There's a big book, Bhagavad Gita, kept somewhere in the shelf, and the mother kept the what you call the ration card and gas card, because we need the card to get the gas. Every month when that person comes for supplying the gas, you have to show the card, then only he can tick it. So after the person goes, they take the card again, put back in the Bhagavad Gita. So when next time when the person comes, Mama, gas has come, go and take Bhagavad Gita, you will get the gas card. So the child has studied what is there in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita contains ration card and gas card. Now this is by hearted by the person. Think about the tragedy, what is written in Bhagavad Gita. Now when you laugh, I will say, we have a responsibility. We have to teach our children. Let them proud of our culture. It is so unfortunate. Are you not ashamed? I will say ashamed. If any class teacher asks any question about our religion to our children, suppose your child is called to talk about something about Bhagavad Gita or something about religion. If they say, or your child say, I don't know, teacher, my father and mother has not taught me anything. Are you not ashamed of it? Are you getting the point? So it is the time we have to get up. We have to evolve. That is what Swami Vivekananda says. Indians are just like a sleeping lions, not lioness. Sleeping lions. They never wake up. I have seen such a comment in India. Somewhere it has written, Indians are sleeping lions. This is a comment by Swami Vivekananda. And somebody written behind that, don't wake up. Let it sleep. Like that, we are still sleeping. Why can't we get up? Let us wake up and let us learn something. So we have such an infrastructure now. Australia, you have such an infrastructure. I will say there are people to teach. Let us come together, work for our society. Now, I will say we have to wake up, because the country needs, the whole world needs a mind revolution or mind evolution, isn't it? Let the mind also get transformed. And we know the technique. If you study the Lalita Sahasranam, how many of you, I don't know whether you have gone through the Lalita Sahasranam. How many of you have read Lalita Sahasranam? If you read Lalita Sahasranam, you can see Saint Agastya. These were written 5,000 years back. He has gone very deep into the consciousness. He is saying how the consciousness is spread in different level and different places. He is even identifying, and it helps us to do the meditation on that. This says chakra meditation. He says Mooladhara chakra siddha. Mooladhara means just above the anus. He says this place is where the emotional mind exists. He calls it Mooladhara chakra. And just above that, the urinary organ, he says this is called Swadhisthana chakra, where the intellectual mind exists. Just like water, our mind is transparent. It gets the ideas. Then above the navel, he says, Manipura chakra sthitaya nama. It is the memory mind. It accumulates. Just like we put the things in the bowl, similarly the mind is also accumulated. And again, the center of the chest, the heart. He says this is the ego mind. This is the ego. He says Anahata chakra siddhaya nama. Whenever you use the word I, immediately you identify with this place. No? I. The I-ness comes from this place, isn't it? Again, he goes little ahead. He says that the throat, next. Vishuddha Chakrastidaya Nama, Vishuddha. There you can see the intelligence, the words. The words has got the power to influence. You can choose good or bad. You can decide. And again he goes up to the level of the center of the, what you call the eyebrows. He says, Ajna Chakrastidaya Nama. There he says the balanced state of mind. Where we can reach up to the level of a balanced state. Whenever I say balanced state, I take this from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Sugadukke samekritva labha labho jaya jayo tado yudvaya yujyasva na evam pabam avapsisi. So wonderful. Even if you fall down, this falling is not a physical falling down. Maybe in your profession, maybe in your business, maybe some examination. Even if you fall down, immediately you can rise above, thinking that I never lost my mind. I can again achieve. I can again get it. Let me get up. So you yourself alone can rise. You yourself alone can transform. When you yourself alone transform, what happens? You don't need anyone's support. Without the support of someone, you can change the attitude of your life. So you are capable of lifting yourself. Is it not something great? Lifting ourselves, by ourselves. It comes in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Uddared Atmana Atmanam. You have to rise. You have to rise by yourself. You have to lift by yourself. So when we rise and when we lift ourselves, what happens? No one can defeat you. No one can destroy you. It is not the destiny is destroying. It is not the environment is destroying. Even you can see in this country, now recession is going somewhere, isn't it? Many people are losing their job. It is very difficult to go with now you can't say that I am assured with my job. Anytime, anything may happen. So if you are balanced, nothing can affect. You can look something ahead. You will see a world where you have a lot of opportunity. Those who have never evolved, they never see opportunities. That is why the suicide is happening all over the world. Whenever the things are stuck, they never see something new. Then what will happen? Then immediately they take a wrong decision. What is there in life? Everything is lost. What for I am living? What for this life? They commit the suicide. And this happens all over the world. How to get out of it? The way is to develop a balanced mind. We have the power to transform to that level. Krishna said, everyone can develop that state. And finally, Agastya says, there is another mind. That mind is absolutely developed, absolutely refined, absolutely transformed. He says that mind is called divine mind. And that divine mind, that is why whenever we draw the picture of Buddha, you can see a light is around his head. Isn't it? Whenever you draw the picture of Krishna, you can see behind a beam of light. And that beam of light, it shows a complete evolved consciousness. It's called pure consciousness. According to Hinduism, God is explained as pure consciousness. Prajnanam Brahma. God is not someone, a form. God is pure consciousness. And whenever we use the word consciousness, it is so confusing because all the world is using the consciousness. Whenever the spirituality is spoken, the consciousness is there talking. It is not that consciousness which you are talking. This consciousness is consciously evolved consciousness. That means completely evolved pure consciousness. This is a perfect consciousness where there is no a drop of ego, drop of emotion, drop of intellectualism, anything get affected. They go through everything, but they are not affected by that. They are such a great evolved mind. You can say Krishna is the pure, perfect, conscious, evolved mind, a person. You can say Buddha is also perfectly evolved, conscious mind person. Even you can say Jesus also consciously evolved person. That is why when the crucifixion was happening, he was not disturbed by himself. He could get over the pain. When his body was crucifying, he was saying, oh, forgive, forgive. The word was forgiveness. No? Because it is not affected him. He is asking forgiveness for the person who is committing a mistake. Are you getting the point? So we can evolve into these things. So Hinduism is that religion which helps us to evolve consciously. And Hinduism is the religion of consciousness. So we have to re-educate our children, because we are so unfortunate. Whenever the Hinduism is spoken, our children are confused why we have many gods. And there are a lot of stories which have no connection with anything. No, why this has happened. And if our children ask so many things, you are confused. Now let us take one example regarding the story of Ramayana. You are all well versed in Ramayana, at least story level, isn't it? I will ask this question to you, you should give me the answer. The question is, Rama is considered to be a god, isn't it? I am talking from the standpoint of a child. Don't take it, consider me as a Swami. Just like a child, I am asking this question. Rama is considered to be a god, isn't it? Tell me yes or no. Yes. And he married to Sita, isn't it? And Sita was taken away by Ravana. Okay, that is okay. And he killed Ravana, got back Sita, isn't it? And Sita was pregnant, isn't it? And Rama knows that Sita is pregnant because of him, not because of anyone. Because Sita was undergone that kind of test where he knows that Ravana never touched, isn't it? All these things you know. And after knowing this truth very well, when somebody commented, a washerman commented that, I am not just like Rama when his wife was late. I am so great that the washerman and Rama never lived in Australia. Because here the wife won't come in time. No, there the story says like that. The washerman's wife didn't come before sunset. She came later. So when she was late, the husband was saying, I am not like Rama to take you back. You can go anywhere. So if it is happening in Australia, no one can take back their wife. Because almost every wife come after sunset. You know the story of Ramayana. Then when Rama knows that his wife is pregnant because of him, when he heard a comment of a washerman that I can't take you just like Rama, that means he says that Sita lived with someone for a long time and taking back such a wife, I can't do like that. No, he is suspecting the purity of Sita. When Rama heard, I hope you understand the story, no? Are you getting the story or not?
Yeah.
If you don't know, don't read. At least read something and understand something, then only you can connect to the other side of the story. When Rama knows that, everything, why he sent his wife to the forest? He sent his wife to the forest, isn't it? And Sita delivered her children, not in the palace, but in the forest, isn't it? Why Rama sent his wife to the forest when he is so clear? Is it this action of Rama, whether it is right or wrong? And you consider Rama as a god, whether Rama has done justice or injustice? Tell me. Now it is up to you. Meanwhile, I'll take a little water. Tell me, what answer will you give to your children? Tell me something fast, don't take much time.
He followed the dharma of a king.
Is it the dharma of a king to throw the wife when she is pregnant? She was pregnant that time. Suppose if your child asks, when the wife is pregnant and he knows that he is the reason, he is the cause, and he is the person responsible for that, and with somebody's comment, should the kings do such a nonsense? Then he is no more a good king.
Same rule applies.
Right? Right or wrong? What answer you give to your child if your child asks such question? This is the problem of Hinduism, where we have a lot of stories, but we ourselves is not clear how to handle the story. Are you getting the point? No, if anyone asks this kind of things, that is why Indian wisdom is not brought out because we are not doing any collective effort. Then only we can re-educate or re-translate. We can again modify this story into the modern thinking. Now, tell me first, after getting your answer, I will give the answer. My answer, it's not my answer, I am just sharing my answer. Don't take it as an answer. We cannot think, no? And we have to collectively make a new, interpretation for that. Then only our children will respect such things. Okay, you can even Malayalam parayam, no problem. Excuse me for that.
Is it for for Sita to realize that when she doubted Lakshmana's intention?
No, nothing. If it is so, again, why he did the Agni Parisha? No, Agni Parisha. When he conducted the test in fire, he is very clear. There is no iota of question, doubt. Then again doubting the same thing, it's not good. As a king, it is not good. Then he is not a matured king. Right? Tell me.
Responsibility to king was more paramount than his personal family responsibility.
Again, if you ask, say like this, then should the king listen? The answer is, now one suggestion is, the king should give more importance to the kingdom, not to his family. And this is what one suggestion. So if you analyze this, now according to this answer, we have to say the king has to neglect his family and he has to give importance to the society, isn't it? Now my question is whether the family is also included in the society or the family and the society are different. If you are not showing justice to the family, then how can you show justice to the society? If you are responsible to the society, why can't you be responsible to your family? Are you getting the point? It is not a clear answer. Again, for you.
I would like to explain it by an example. See,
Okay, you can
yes.
just, I can
So
understand.
just an example, Dronacharya, he asked...
No. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
mix up this story
No,
with
no,
any
not-
other story.
no,
This is
I-
a direct question
Yeah, just-
whether the Rama has done justice or not.
he did justice.
There is a story in Mahabharata. Don't bring those stories to this.
I say he did justice.
Justice.
Yeah.
Why? That's
what
the
I'm
two things.
Yeah. So, just let me explain this, and based on that, I will make it clear. See, what was it?
Eklavya. Okay. Yeah. He took the finger.
उसका नाम क्या था? इसका नाम Dronacharya. Yeah. So Dronacharya asked.
Shukaveda. Okay, I understand that.
Why did he do that? Because no one would have known about Eklavya. Because he took the blame on him, everyone knows about Eklavya. Similarly, in the role of women in India, though she is worshipped as Devi, no one gives them that importance to a woman. He set himself as a wrong example to the entire world that, see, this is how we deal with the woman, and that shouldn't be done. That is why he is called
This
as...
is not a right answer. Just like, it happens in India. It happens to me. When I went to one home, that lady, the mother was saying, Swamiji, please take care of the bathroom, it is slippery. And when she went inside, she herself fell down. And she was saying, don't fall like this. In the same way, I'm throwing my wife into the forest, don't do these things. This is that you mean, isn't it? I'm sending my wife, and this is a message to the whole world, don't throw your wife. And like this, people are insulting the women. Are you
No, not like this.
contradicting your own words? This is, no? When you say Rama done justice and teaching a lesson, to teach a lesson, doing wrong thing, is it a justice? Are you getting the point?
Yeah, getting.
Are you getting the point? To teach the whole world, we should not insult the ladies. And I myself is insulting the ladies. Is it a justice or injustice? No, depends. You take that first example. where Sita is carrying. She needs attendance. She needs attention. She needs caring. She needs patting, isn't it? Because she's emotionally too much overburdened at that time. And that time Rama is forcefully sending her to the forest. How can you justify that action? Then how can we worship such a Rama as a god? This is not my question. I am asking. I already told her. And the Swami is not asking. A child is asking. If I ask this question, how can you satisfy my question? How can you get a correct answer? Isn't it? When you say Rama is a god, is it the right thing a god should do? Are you getting the point? Are you? Very bad. This is where we Indians are great. If you don't know, sit in meditation posture. The Lord will bother you.
Swamiji, if I may attempt, the same question our daughter asked. Amma, how could you say that, Sri Rama is God when he has done such a grave injustice by banishing Sita Devi? And we were perplexed actually, and we were trying to explain as much as we could. And in the end, I thought we actually understood bits and pieces, and probably I could be wrong, everybody pardon me. But I do think Rama did that very consciously. He knew what he was doing.
So he has done justice.
Yeah.
Okay, first answer. Now, why?
I believe he knew that it wasn't for the sake of the kingdom that he did, not for the people. He was utterly conscious of what he was doing. He was already in that state level where he knew Sita will not be harmed. He knew she will triumph in the end. And he knew truth will prevail and the whole kingdom will welcome her, with no any reservation in the end. So it was just a matter of time he was waiting so that she will be elevated to the status where she will be worshipped even at a greater level. I don't know whether I've answered you, but that was the understanding we got. And of course, before we, watching and reading the entire Ramayana, we too never understood.
Okay, understood. Now, this answer is okay. Now, we have to, that is why I insist you to reinterpret the story. Now, when a child asks this question, from our level, that's a level of a common man, it is wrong. But when you think from the higher level, there we have to evolve into the higher level. What is the higher level? Rama is looking little deeper into the mind of Sita. When these comments comes around, it may affect the mind of Sita. Sita should not deliver. Sita should not give birth to the children. No, there were two babies in the womb. Sita should not give birth to this child in an utter negative environment. She should be protected. She should be cared. And Rama knows that. Sita's mind is evolved mind. Even if I send her into the forest, she will not commit suicide. She will not get collapsed. Because she has evolved herself. And Rama knows that. When Rama sending her to the forest, it is not just sending to the forest, it is just handing over to Valmiki, to taking care of Sita. So Sita should be more respectfully, more what you call positively taken care there. And even the children will be cared positively. When Rama knows that, to protect Sita, to protect the children, to protect from the environment, Rama cannot change the negative environment, but Rama can protect Sita. That sense, Rama has done justice to Sita, isn't it? Similarly, here we have to understand, that is why I am insisting to understand the other mind. Only when you evolve, then only you can understand, assimilate, guide other mind into the higher state of consciousness. And Indian religion is taking care of the evolution and transformation of the mind. So there the relationship is not just like a husband and wife. The relationship is a two mind. And there are two more minds are coming in the womb, which were there in the womb. And we have to take care of the mind. And India is the only country where every mind is taken care of. That is why our great masters could utter this word, Loga Samasta. See, look at the word, Loga Samasta. Those time, where is the Loga? And 5,000 years ago, they were using this word Loga. Now you can understand what is Loga because we know the history, we know all the things through the media. Those time, what is the media? Sitting in the Himalaya, some cave, chanting Loga Samasta Sudhino Bhavantu. Look at their mind. Their mind can reach all over the world. Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavantu. This is the word used. Sugino means let the whole world be transformed. Sukham means transformation. When you are able to adjust, accommodate, assimilate, and guide the other mind, then you are an evolved soul, isn't it? So let us work on that. Let us transform ourselves so that we can take care of the whole world. Now, this is the point where we have to work together. We have to understand Indian religion positively. What is the Indian religion? It is talking about the evolution and transformation of the consciousness or the mind. Let us work on that. Let the whole world grow consciously, grow more and more into the higher state of consciousness, where our Rishi says that one can reach the Lalita Sahasranam. Finally it says Shiva Shakti Aikyarupini Nama. Shiva Shakti Aikyarupini, where the mind is completely identified with the Shiva, the consciousness, and one is absolutely evolved. We say it is a God realization state. Everyone can reach Jivatma and the Paramatma. Jivatma means the lower mind and the Paramatma is the higher mind. Jivatma is the lower consciousness and the Paramatma is the higher consciousness. And Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyam. This is the word used. Aikyam. Aikyam means oneness, the unity. And one can achieve that. We all are blessed to reach that state. And for that, we have to use the technique of bhajans, we have used the technique of meditation, we have used the technique of education, the study of the scriptures. With these three media, if we can transform, then we can change ourselves. It is so unfortunate, we are all getting lost day by day in the rituals. You must see that picture, oh my God. Everyone should see that, isn't it? That's a great message to the whole world. Patthar ka upar milk dalta hai. Kya milta hai aapko? And you are seeing all the milk is going waste. And you can see in the whole Australia that if you open the TV, all the bad things in India is shown, isn't it? Our poverty, our all kinds of negative things. And it is so true. We are all responsible. Think about that. Why bomb is again and again blasting in our country? Because we are not mentally evolved. If we can transform the others, no one will dare to destroy other person. Who is there to talk about all these things? We are all self-oriented, selfish-oriented, concerned about ourselves. And in Sanskrit, there is one sloka. It says, Ayam nicha paro vikti ganana leguchedasa udara jaridanam tu vasudeva kudumbakam. If you think about yourself, Ayam nicha paro vikti, lagu means small, chetasam, chetas means mind. If you are thinking about only yourself, confused person, very myself person, isn't it? Such a people, how can they transform the world? Udara charidanam to vasudeva kudumbakam. You evolve and make others to get into that. So for that we have to work together. And finally we have to create such a word, Vasudeva Kudumbam. Vasudeva Kudumbam means where there is no caste, where there is no religion, where there is no racism, where there is no any kind of inferior and superior. There everyone understands we are all one, we are all our body, it belongs to the earth, and the mind, the soul belongs to the God. When all we understand that truth, then I can say the whole world will reach to one religion. That religion is religion of Advaita. Advaita means where there is no duality, where there is no separation, where there is a belonging and oneness, unity. And all the great masters, they are all working for that. Let us work with them and we can create such a positive world. And this is what I want to communicate to you this night. And let us work. Again, I am saying, let us work. Come forward. Don't sit in home. I am asking you 1 hour every week or every month. Let us work for the ourselves. It is not you are working for a community, you are working for yourself. And this working is self-transformation. When you transform, you can help others too. You can guide others too. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, when you evolve, yadyad ajarati sreshta, when you transform, you are a sreshta. Itara jana anuvartate. You can understand it a little bit, isn't it? Itara jana means, itara means others. Anuvartate means they will also follow. And let us make the whole world to follow. Parasparam bhavayanta sreya paramamapsida. Parasparam. Let us work together and let the whole world comes to the state of a great transformative mind. When the mind is transformed, you will never see enemies around. You will never carry frustrated mind. If there is no frustrated mind, how can we destroy others? If I am at peace, then how can I destroy the other person? Are you getting the point? If I am frustrated, then I may be jealous about your progress. I may be thinking that you are a different community, I have to destroy you, isn't it? I may create separation, I may think in a narrow way, and you are a better enemy for me. And that kind of thinking will create violence in the whole world. When we all think that we are all same, the manifestation of same truth, just like what Krishna says, we are all the same wave from the same ocean. Maybe some waves are small, some waves are bigger, but the ocean is one and the same. If you understand that sense, I can say that the world will be peaceful. And the words used by great masters, peace, 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 shanti, shanti, shanti. This is the three words used. Shanti means, why the three words? First, let me become peaceful, let my family become peaceful, and let the whole world become peaceful. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Now, where will be the a negative thought? Let us create such a world so the prosperity outside and development inside should synchronize, should balance, create a harmony, isn't it? Then we can create a heaven here. Don't think about a heaven after death. Let us work for a heaven here. Let us make this earth as a honeymoon place. Instead of going to the other moon and all, let us work on that. Let us create such a world, isn't it? May God bless us to think and work and create. This is what I want to request you. Let all the minds be peaceful and creative and constructive and transformative. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari.